Every time you clear security, there are things the officer knows that you don't. Some can save you money. One can get your bag opened without you ever knowing. And the last one on this list, it's a program the government ran on ordinary travelers until it got shut down this year. These aren't rumors. Every single one is on the record. Most travelers think they understand how airport screening works. Take off your shoes, follow the liquid rule, move along. But the policies that actually cost you time, money, and privacy are the ones TSA never explains out loud. We're counting down 10 of them, ranging from simple packing tricks that beat the checkpoint to secret government surveillance of passengers who were never suspects. Each one is documented, each one affects how you fly, and they get more consequential as we go. Let's start with number 10 and a loophole hiding in your freezer. In the 10th place, the TSA's strict liquid restrictions turn entirely on physical state rather than container size. Water, soup, sauces, and even shampoo escape the 3.4-ounce limit if they are completely frozen solid at the screening checkpoint. The agency's official policy treats solid ice as a non-liquid. However, if your items are slushy, melting, or have liquid pooling at the bottom, officers will apply standard limits and confiscate them. For long-haul travelers and parents carrying home-prepared baby food, keeping these items in an airtight cooler solidifies your chance of passing security without losing your cargo. Number 9. Oversized duty-free liquids purchased abroad can bypass the 3.4-ounce limit on connecting U.S. flights under one strict condition. Your alcohol or perfume must remain sealed inside a secure tamper-evident bag or STEB with the original store receipt visible inside. The purchase must have occurred within 48 hours of your connection. If that plastic seal has even a minor tear, puncture, or split, officers will void the exemption. A damaged bag means your liquid is immediately confiscated or forced into an unplanned, expensive checked bag. 8th place, any powder in your carry-on exceeding 12 ounces or 350 milliliters triggers a mandatory secondary screening. Common items like protein tubs, baby formula, or large bags of ground coffee frequently prompt officers to pull and open the entire bag for explosive detection testing. While the TSA does not ban these quantities outright in standard domestic cabins, an unidentifiable substance forces a manual search of all your luggage. If you pack large powders in your carry-on instead of checking them, a single uncleared container can delay you long enough to miss your boarding window entirely. Number 7. The standard 3.4-ounce limit vanishes entirely for medically necessary items. This exemption covers prescription drugs, liquid nutrition, breast milk, baby formula, and even partially melted ice packs. According to official guidelines, a doctor's note or physical prescription is not required, and screening officers cannot demand one as a precondition for travel. You must declare these items separately before screening starts. If you leave them undeclared inside your carry-on, X-ray scanners flag the dense liquids as suspicious, triggering immediate manual inspections, physical baggage searches, and swab tests. Failing to speak up beforehand turns a protected medical exemption into an invasive security search that can easily delay you past your boarding gate window. 6th place. A free official government helpline exists specifically to ease checkpoint stress. Yet the vast majority of flyers have never heard of it. Known as TSA Cares, this dedicated program assists travelers with disabilities, medical conditions, pacemaker devices, or severe flight anxiety. By calling 1-855-787-2227 at least 72 hours before your scheduled departure, you can request a dedicated passenger support specialist. These specialized officers coordinate with you before you arrive, meet you directly at the security checkpoint, and personally guide you through the physical screening process at absolutely no cost. While over 2,250 trained specialists operate across 440 U.S. airports, this service remains one of the agency's most underutilized resources. Utilizing it does not grant you expedited screening, but it guarantees a trained officer manages your physical screening, turning a chaotic bottleneck into a predictable, managed process. Number 5. Arriving at the checkpoint without a passport, driver's license, or REALID compliant identification after February 1, 2026 triggers an immediate out-of-pocket cost rather than a standard delay. Under the TSA's paid identity verification fallback, known as Confirm ID, passengers lacking acceptable documents must pay a $45 fee to clear security. This digital verification service requires travelers to answer questions about their personal history at the checkpoint, matching their details against private databases. Importantly, the $45 payment, processed through the government's pay.gov portal, only covers a strict 10-day travel window. If you miss a connection, delay your return, or travel again without acceptable identification, you must pay another $45 fee. This system shifts the administrative cost of manual identity checks from the federal budget directly onto the traveler. This fee is non-refundable, and paying it does not guarantee boarding. If public records cannot verify your identity, the TSA will still bar you from the terminal, turning missing identification into a high-cost access gamble. Fourth place, the loose change you forget in the plastic screening bins legally becomes government property. Under Public Law 108-334 and 49 U.S.C. Section 44,945, the TSA is authorized to retain all unclaimed cash left at airport checkpoints. In fiscal year 2023 alone, travelers abandoned a staggering $956,253 in loose change. Once these coins enter the agency's unclaimed property rooms, there is absolutely no mechanism or reimbursement process for you to get them back. Instead, this forgotten money is permanently redirected to fund civil aviation security operations, turning your small oversight into a $1 million federal windfall. Coming to the top 3, undercover Department of Homeland Security tests found that screeners missed mock weapons and explosives in 95% of 70 trials during a 2015 sweep. A follow-up series in 2017 still recorded a failure rate exceeding 70%. While these controlled, simulated threats do not mean every passenger suitcase slips past, the findings exposed systemic checkpoint vulnerabilities. Rather than facing public penalties, the agency responded with internal staff retraining. This performance record shifts the focus from minor passenger packing mistakes to the real-world operational limits of the security network itself. In second place, those TSA-approved luggage locks safeguarding your bags offer almost no physical security. The underlying Travel Sentry system relies on just 7 master keys to open hundreds of brands. In 1914, a Washington Post photograph exposed these physical keys to the public. Within days, hobbyists created digital blueprints, allowing anyone with a 3D printer to fabricate identical working copies. With an estimated 300 million of these locks currently in global circulation, your baggage lock acts more like a flag signaling valuable cargo than a shield. The master key blueprints remain freely accessible, allowing thieves to bypass your lock in seconds. And finally, in first place, the Federal Air Marshal Service's hidden surveillance initiative known as Quiet Skies. This program used automated behavioral algorithms to track ordinary travelers who were not suspects and appeared on no watch lists. Operating with an annual budget of nearly $200 million, Quiet Skies required no judicial warrant or probable cause to shadow citizens through terminals and onto aircraft. Despite years of monitoring, the program yielded 0 terrorism-related arrests. In June 2025, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem terminated the program as costly and ineffective, though much of the underlying digital surveillance infrastructure remains. From frozen liquids and $45 identity fees to systemic covert test failures and secret air marshal shadows, there's a check for $2,150 sitting at the airport with your name on it, and the airline is legally allowed to hope you never ask for it. These are 10 secrets airport and airline staff are trained not to volunteer, counting down to the one that pays you the most. Stay to number 1. Some of these protect your money, some protect your data, and one could turn your worst travel day into a payday. We start at number 10 with two words you've probably already heard over the terminal speakers and had no idea what they actually meant. In the 10th place, hearing code Bravo or code Adam over the terminal speakers means you are listening to active security protocols. Code Bravo is operational terminology indicating a live security concern, such as an unattended bag or a checkpoint breach. Airport staff sometimes announce this code loudly to draw attention and unsettle a potential bad actor. Meanwhile, code Adam triggers an immediate search for a missing child, a protocol named in memory of Adam Walsh. Passengers do not need to decode these messages, but recognizing them helps you avoid the affected area and follow official instructions. Number 9. Those free USB charging stations scattered throughout the terminal. The FBI, FCC, and TSA have issued alerts warning against plugging devices directly into unfamiliar USB ports. The technical risk is juice jacking, where a compromised port secretly pushes malware or pulls private data over the power connection. While cyber analysts note this threat remains largely theoretical without a confirmed airport epidemic, a reliable defense is cheap. Spending about $10 on a data blocking adapter or using a personal power bank keeps your phone safe while drawing power. 8th place. That $80 duty-free bottle of alcohol you bought abroad can be confiscated the moment you land in the United States for a connecting domestic flight. The TSA enforces strict security exceptions for duty-free liquids, requiring 3 exact conditions to pass the checkpoint. The retailer's tamper-evident bag must remain completely sealed, the original receipt must be clearly visible inside, and the transaction must have occurred within the last 48 hours. If you break the seal during your flight or lose the receipt, agents will seize the liquid. Even with a perfect seal, any bottle that triggers an alarm can be rejected. Number 7. You do not need to pay $120 or wait months for a global entry interview to bypass the standard customs line. The Mobile Passport Control app is a completely free tool authorized by Customs and Border Protection for U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents. Before reaching the officer, you simply input your passport data, snap a selfie, and submit your declaration. This grants you access to a dedicated lane at over 60 entry points, slashing average wait times to just 5 minutes compared to 20 in standard queues, all without background checks or fees. Number 6. Federal tarmac protections protect you when an aircraft gets stuck on the ground after the doors close. Under Department of Transportation rules, airlines must provide food and drinking water by the 2-hour mark. For domestic flights, carriers generally must offer passengers the option to deplane after 3 hours, while international flights have a 4-hour limit. These rights are subject to pilot and command safety and security exceptions. Violations of these rules carry heavy financial consequences, with civil penalties reaching up to $27,500 per passenger. In fact, the Department of Transportation fined American Airlines a record $4.1 million for tarmac delays affecting over 5,800 passengers on 43 flights between 2018 and 2021. This penalty goes directly to the government, so passengers should log exact timeline details and keep their flight records to support their own compensation demands. Number 5. A Department of Transportation rule effective. October 2024 mandates that if your flight is canceled or significantly changed, you are legally entitled to an automatic cash refund, not an airline voucher. Under these federal regulations, a significant change means a departure or arrival delay of 3 hours or more for domestic itineraries, or 6 hours or more for international flights. It also covers luggage delayed over 12 hours or paid perks like Wi-Fi and seat assignments that the carrier failed to deliver. Airlines must return your money to your original payment method within 7 business days for credit cards, and they cannot force you to accept a voucher unless you explicitly agree. If you choose to accept their alternative flight and fly anyway, this specific refund right no longer applies, so choose your next move carefully at the gate. Number 4. If you are flying home from Europe, European Regulation EU 261 can secure you up to €600 in compensation, roughly $700, for a flight delayed by 4 hours or more. Many travelers assume this only applies to European airlines, but the law covers any flight departing an EU airport. This means U.S. carriers like American, United, and Delta must pay up if your flight home is severely disrupted. The delay must be within the airline's control, so extraordinary circumstances like severe weather or air traffic control strikes are exempt. To claim this substantial payout, always preserve your boarding pass, document your exact arrival time, and request the official written reason for the disruption before leaving the terminal. Number 3. If you miss your departure, ask about the flat tire rule. This is an unofficial airline courtesy rather than a legally binding Department of Transportation right. If you reach a ticket counter or phone agent within 2 hours of your scheduled departure and explain your situation honestly, many carriers will place you on standby for the next available flight without charging a change fee. American Airlines provides the closest equivalent to a written policy through its same-day travel framework. However, for most other carriers, this is a discretionary policy managed entirely by individual gate agents. Simply ask directly if there is a missed flight standby or courtesy option available to salvage your trip. In second place, when an airline-controlled issue causes a cancellation or overnight delay, you can secure food and lodging without spending a dime. The Department of Transportation maintains a consumer dashboard at flightrights.gov, which documents the specific commitments made by every major domestic airline. Under these terms, carriers pledge to provide meal vouchers for delays of 2 hours or more, along with complimentary hotel rooms in transit if you are stranded overnight. Since these are voluntary commitments rather than federal laws, they do not cover weather or air traffic control problems. Airlines rarely offer these vouchers unless prompted, so approach the desk, ask for your meals and hotel, and document any written refusal to protect your out-of-pocket expenses. And finally, in first place, the oversold flight payday. An overbooked flight creates 2 distinct scenarios: a voluntary bump negotiation and an involuntary denied boarding. If you are involuntarily bumped, federal law under Part 250 of the Code of Federal Regulations protects you with strict cash mandates. When the airline deprives you of your confirmed seat against your will, you can receive up to $2,150 in direct compensation. The carrier must issue this payment at the airport on the day the disruption occurs, using cash, a check, or a prepaid card. You can refuse any travel voucher they offer. This limit of $2,150 is a statutory maximum rather than an automatic payout. The exact payment depends on your ticket price and the delay to your destination. If the airline's alternative routing delays you by 1 to 2 hours, they owe you 200% of your one-way fare, up to $1,075. If the delay exceeds 2 hours, the mandate jumps to 400% of your fare, topping out at the full $2,150. Airlines seek volunteers first because these legal rules are strict. These voluntary offers have no statutory cap. While typical offers are smaller, travelers have secured up to $10,000 during major disruptions. Before the gate agent makes a loud announcement, quietly tell them your seat number and the price you want. Always confirm the replacement flight details and whether the payout is cash, credit, or a voucher before surrendering your seat. Knowing these federal rules helps you walk away with a check for $2,150 instead of a voucher. Which of these airport secrets do you wish you had known sooner? Subscribe for more consumer travel secrets.